Basic Google Apps Navigation, presented by the Goodwill Career Pathways Institute. Google Apps and Gmail. If you have a Gmail account, then you have Google Apps. Google provides you with 15 gigabytes of storage, and this is actually through your Google Drive. You have access to free software also as part of Google Apps. With Google Apps, you will never need to bring a thumb drive or a secondary storage device whenever you're working on documents. Google Applications. Where do you find it? When you log into your Gmail account, on the top right-hand corner, there's what I like to call a 9-pack of icons. Since none of us are ever going to have a 9-pack in our lives, might as well have something fun, right? When you log in, you'll see that at your top right-hand side corner of your Gmail account. Well, what does it do? As soon as you double-click with the left side of your mouse on that 9-pack of icons, it's going to actually show you way more than 9 different applications that you have access to. But it does give you just those 9 little dots to be able to click on. So once you have that open, you'll get to see some of the different Google apps that are available to you for free. Google Drive. Google Drive is perhaps the most important application in all of the different series of applications. And here's why. Google Drive is the digital storage facility that's part of your Google applications. It provides you access to special programs like Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides. These can also then be converted into Microsoft equivalents if you have Microsoft on your machine. Google Docs, or Google Documents, Google Docs for short, is a word processing software. It's a lot like Microsoft Word. It has many of the same functions, but something that's a little unique to the Google whole plethora of documents, same thing with your Google Gmail account, is that you never have to press the save button. So that's amazing. It just automatically saves for you. So when we're having that really reliable Oklahoma weather, you don't have to worry about saving your document. It just automatically saves for you, which is pretty cool. The other thing that's nice about any of the documents that you're working in terms of Google, is that you can share the document and be working on it at the exact same time as somebody else. So there's actually a share button at the top right-hand corner, which if you see on my screen or your screen, you can actually see there's a blue button. And you have to give somebody permission to be able to access it, but you can give them permission to view, comment, or edit. Google Sheets. Google Sheets is essentially the equivalent in Google of Excel. So that's something that's pretty neat. Many of the functions are exactly the same. Now, it's not as dynamic as what's available in Microsoft, but it does have a lot of the same functions. And the same things apply. You don't have to press save, just like in the Google Docs, and you can even share the spreadsheet with the people that you want to. So let's say you're working for a nonprofit organization or a church or something like that, and you have a Google Sheet, then it's something that you can share with the people who need to access it when they need to access it. So it's available through your Gmail account anytime you need it. Google Slides. Google Slides is a presentation software, much like PowerPoint. And just like with Google Sheets and Google Docs, you never have to press save. And you can share that document with somebody that you need to really have them help you work on this particular slideshow if you needed to. So it functions very much the same way. It doesn't have as many background designs as perhaps PowerPoint would, but it still has a lot of the same function, and it looks really nice once you have this completed. The other benefit to this is, let's say you have a job interview somewhere and you're expected to have a slide presentation. Well, if they have Wi-Fi or they have internet access, you can pull this up a lot easier than perhaps having to bring a little thumb drive that inevitably you'll forget. Converting to a Microsoft document. Well, I've left open my presentation, so what I'll need to do to convert is to go up to the File the file button. We'll just call it a button. So we'll press file, we'll go down to download, and then to the right, there's going to be an arrow. On that arrow, it's going to show you all of the different formats that you can actually download this into. There is another one here that can oftentimes be very helpful, and it's that converting to a PDF document. So downloading to Microsoft PowerPoint is one, and then of course downloading to a PDF document is another. And so those are two formats that you might be able to use pretty readily and available and often whenever you're using Google, any of the Google suite of documents. Once you do that, you'll have to then download it. You'll see a button, and it looks kind of like a button. It's part of the downloads on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. So once that's there, you can double click it open, file, save, and then save it to wherever it is that you need so that you can then upload it back to your drive. And then that way you'll have your Google Docs version or your Google version, and then you'll also have the one that's been saved in the appropriate Microsoft version. Upload the newly saved format to your folder. So once you go back to your drive, you'll need to either upload your file independently, or if you put it in a folder and you want to upload a whole folder, you can do that too. But most of the time you're going to be uploading individual files. So what you'll do is you'll click on File Upload, and then it will have a screen that will pop up, and then you'll select the very specific file that you're wanting to upload. Then you'll see it appear in all of the files that you have saved on your drive. Other applications. So Google Apps has a lot of other additional applications outside of the ones that I've shown you. There are a bunch of them, but these are two that I wanted to highlight that you may actually use fairly often. One of them is Google Hangouts, and think of it kind of like a Skype or a Zoom meeting or FaceTime, those kinds of things. You can actually have a group of up to 5 for free that can hang out in that Hangout section. And you can have a video conference. You can also make phone calls. So it's a really neat way to get a group of people together. And then you have your access to Google Classroom. Now, Google Classroom is neat because there can be online classes available. And in fact, if you have kids or grandkids, then they may have classes that they're already assigned through Google Classroom. You just need a very specific code to access the classroom that has been part of that Google Classroom assignment for that individual. Now you have completed the Google Apps walkthrough. Have fun, get out there, and begin using those Google applications.